Welcome. This video is on checking to see if complex solutions work for different polynomials. And most of the ones we're going to be doing are quadratics. What that means is it's got a squared there. So they're not super long, but the idea is we're going to check to see if it's a solution in there. To check to see if something's a solution, it's pretty easy. You just have to know what you're doing, which I guess is like most things. Maybe that was a stupid statement. But if we're saying, okay, is I, letter I is a number. Hopefully you're at the place where you understand that's a number now. Is that a solution to this? Well, to know, I'm going to plug it in. Just like if I wanted to know if 2 was an answer, I'd plug in 2 and I'd say, well, 2 squared plus 1, no, that doesn't equal 0, so 2 is not an answer. I need to do the same thing with I. So I take this right here, x squared plus 1 equals 0, and I want to plug in I. So you can see that I've copied down the problem. I just have left a blank where x is. What do I want to put in for x? I, perfect. Don't talk too loudly if you don't want to be in the video, but we won't use any names. I like the whisper.
That's creepy.
So,
No.
I didn't say it was you. Nobody's going to know. Okay, anyway, so this is going to be a funny video. I squared plus 1, we want to know, does that work? And this is something you can do by hand or you can do on a calculator. So what I do is I bust out my calculator and I type in I squared plus 1, and then I press enter and see if it's 0. And normally I would do that on the graph and calculate on the board, but since I'm recording, I'm going to actually use my physical calculator. Second decimal point is where you find the letter I, and then you press the squared plus 1, and then I press enter. So what I'm typing in is the stuff that's in blue. That's what I typed into my calculator. I made sure to put the parentheses in the right place, but hopefully you guys have seen that before. And when I pressed enter, it told me that that blue part was 0. So what does that mean?
That it's right.
That it's a solution. It worked. Exactly. So that's sort of a simple example, but it doesn't get much harder than that. Maybe a little bit. So this one, same kind of thing. I've got a quadratic equation there, and what I want to know is 2 minus 3i a solution to that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy down the formula. X squared minus 4 times x plus 13 equals 0. So I copied down the formula. I left the x out of it. What I want to do is I want to put x in those blanks, but this is the possibility for x. 2 minus 3i, that's what the possibility is. So what I want to know is, does that work? Well, put it in for x, 2 minus 3i, 2 minus 3i, and then see if that does work out. So again, what I'm going to type into my calculator is the left side, the stuff underlined in blue, because the other side I know is equal to 0. So I just make sure to put the parentheses in the right place, but other than that, there's not much work to do. 2 minus 3 to get the I, again, second decimal point. It's on the bottom of your calculator, and the parentheses, squared, minus 4 times 2 minus 3i, plus 13. So after I typed that whole thing in blue, what I got was 0 again. That won't happen every time, but it did happen twice in a row. I got 0 equals 0. So what does that mean?
Solution.
It works. It won't work every time, but it is a winner. Thank you for that. So, for those of you at home, pause the video and try these on your own. For those of you that are in seminar right now, if you need to take this one, try those on your own. So, you don't really have to show much work, but I do want you to practice writing it down to show me what you're typing into the calculator. So, practice those. I'll be walking around to help you out with those if you need
What if we don't know if we have to take it? Mr. Ernst? What if we don't know if we have to take it?
Then I would take it to space.
Remember I told you this is not like that. I do need to take the time from numbers because
Yeah. Some people only only have to do one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I was looking over this and it's just a big problem.
Okay.
I know what I did wrong. Then if I start with the back, both sides, I could pee.
And then looks like that's huge too. Sometimes one of them works out, sometimes the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need a new one.
Yeah, so this one I came in and you
Okay, so also
No, remember I did it over and then it was wrong, something was wrong.
Have you seen the video of his baby
Did I
pooping?
figure out what I did? That's not that wrong.
Huh?
Let's do it.
Yeah, because that's not one we've done.
Do you need lead?
Anybody need help with this? Then. So, plus I.
It's locked.
Why are you taking the iPad?
To check my grades, see what test I did.
That'd be fine, yep.
It's on the back, so you have to.
So,
You're done.
everything you did was exactly right. This is another simple, oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Oh, whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie.
The easiest thing is.
No.
So,
I
other
just
than
like
that,
to take
other than that, it was perfect.
So then, just curious, like, if you had like,
Mr. Early?
you wanna make up, like, and you don't finish them before the end, like, of finals, you still take like,
Not for trimester two.
Oh,
I mean, trimester two is over after.
well, I know, but here's the thing, like, there's one quiz that really stuck on it, and it's like the inequality, it's like the one where you have to like, do the greater next door thing, and like, do like the word problem,
Oh.
and you really don't understand.
So, I mean, work on it, right? Try and learn it for the final. So it did come out as zero? Okay. It won't come out as zero every time, but yeah, you basically wanna say yes. This shows me what time you calculated when that says, yep, that's good.
So that way it's not like.
Boom!
Now I'm recording. I
didn't
love
think
it.
it was gonna work.
Sorry for that long block. I am technologically inept, and I didn't realize I could pause the recording. So for those of you at home, you're welcome. So what we want to do is we want to plug in the 2 plus I in for x for the first one, 3 minus 4i in for the x in this one, 1 plus I in there. And as I was walking around, what it looked like happened is you should have gotten 0 equals 0 for the first one. It won't always be equal to 0, but it was for all of these. You got 0 equals 0 for the first one. What does that mean?
It means it works.
It means it works, because 0 does equal 0. For the next one, was it negative 50? On the left side? Do I remember that right? Okay, so negative 50 equals 0. Does negative 50 equal 0? Hopefully that's an easy question for you to answer. No, negative 50 doesn't equal 0. So I should have written this. Yes, it's solution for the first one. No, it's not for the second one. And for the next one, you get 2 minus 2i. After you simplify it down, which again, 2 minus 2i, I know this looks like 2 minus 2 is 0, but it's not. It's 2 minus 2i, so no. And how you'd show the work on the quiz to show me that you knew that is you'd write this down. 1 plus I squared minus 4 times 1 plus I plus 6 equals 0. Then you type it in your calculator, you get that, and then you write the word no. So you have to show me some work because yes or no, since it's a 50-50 chance, that's not enough to prove to me that you know it. You got to write down what you did in the calculator, even though the calculator does do the work for you. All right, so you guys ready to take it?
Let's plow.
So for the people on the video, if you can do it, great. Come in and retake it. If you can't, watch the video again or keep working on it in some other way.